Dawn and Alexis are huge reminders that we need to really look at a person's background history before sentencing. People deserve a second chance. People could benefit from rehabilitation way more than they can just getting locked up and thrown away.
When you think about what a life sentence is, you're saying you have no value as a human being to ever return to society. You are so fundamentally evil and dangerous and bad that the world should never see you again. People who are incarcerated are fortunately now getting a chance to prove that they're worth a lot more than that. Well, I'm a professor at Georgetown University, Government and Law. I direct the Prisons and Justice Initiative, which I founded a few years ago. And we run a program at the DC jail called the Prison Scholars Program, where we offer courses to incarcerated students. So my role is to try to help bring about a positive situation for them where they turn their lives around. And then when they come home, they're productive citizens who are ready to contribute, ready to start businesses, ready to hire people, ready to pay taxes, ready to be good neighbors and good family members. I was the stupid kid once, and I'm sure you were. I know. I mean, we've all done mistakes. It didn't define me, but in this country, particularly for people of color, it does come to define them. Yeah. And our system is just extremely cruel in how it treats people.
Yeah. Kanye's aunt, my husband's aunt, his cousin has a double life sentence for a murder that he committed when he was 17. She's like, I'm not even that distraught anymore. Like, that's just what happens to the kids in our neighborhood. Like, there's just no other choice.
Yeah. And I've heard that same story so many times. In prisons, we have so many amazing people with gifts, with skills, with a desire to contribute to society. Some of the smartest students that I've ever had are people who dropped out of school in 8th grade, and they've been in prison for 20 years. Intelligence and education are two different things. And you're gonna meet some guys today who have stories of how they got involved in crime, which are it just makes you think, was there ever even a choice?
Yeah. You'll hear about prisons that offer no courses, that have no opportunities, and then those are the people that you want coming home into our society that have had no education, no therapy, never dealt with their traumas. To have Dr. Howard really fight for this, I think is just so important. Literally every prison should have classes like this. I recently received a really powerful letter from a juvenile lifer named Mamalu, and since I'm here, I really want to take the time to sit down with him and get to know his story a little bit better. Dear Kim Kardashian West, my name is Mamalu S.K. Stewart, and I'm a juvenile lifer. To not be misleading, know that I am guilty of the crimes I am convicted of. I have caused irreparable harm to the victim and his family, and I am fully aware that there is no way I can reconcile my mistakes. Today I'm a mentor. The young men tend to listen to me because they understand I've treaded a path of destruction and suffered because of its consequences. My only aspiration is to express my repentance by the lives I helped to save. How long have you been in for?
I've been incarcerated since I was 16 years old. I think that's like maybe 23 years now. And when I murdered this man, a part of my spirit died as well. I'm not boasting about what I'm done. I am ashamed. I am embarrassed. I've gained humility, but my mistakes has been lessons. So now the only way that I can reciprocate and give back life is by saving the young men life that's coming through this same ordeal.
Mama Lou was one of my first childhood friends. We would see each other every day. We grew up at a time where the District of Columbia was the murder capital. Things that you would see on a daily basis that became commonplace. Abject poverty that you seen, people that you grew up with that was children just like myself being killed, shots every night. When I was about 12, I lost one of my first childhood friends, just laid out on the ground right in front of me. He died right in my arms. That was our neighborhood.
My dad would get intoxicated and he would hit my mother. So that weighed heavy on my mother. My mom's and her boyfriend, they murdered my father.
How old were you?
I was 6. And I remember that night I was laying in the bed and I remember having a dream about him being murdered. So when my mother woke us up, I was already crying. And then the police came in and they extracted my mother from us. We moved in with my aunt and her husband. And that situation was horrific and traumatic. My uncle, he was on drugs real high. He smoked crack cocaine. This guy would be stealing out of the house, the microwaves, TVs, VCRs. He would hit me with 4 sticks and tell me things like, I'm not shit, so you not gonna be shit. The situation only exacerbated. It got more violent. And I was like, okay, now at this point, I'm willing to face whatever I have to face in the streets than to be faced with what I gotta go through within this household. So when I was 14, I ran away.
Mama Lou would stay with me or our other friend, Harlene Flowers. He didn't really have nowhere else to go as far as family-wise except with us. And during that time is the time where we began to kind of deviate and start to engage into various street activities. We were selling drugs. We used to have to try to sell our drugs on a graveyard shift. Once everybody left and we out there at midnight. Gradually, in doing that, we were kind of able to build up a little clientele and more customers, but we still had to watch out for the older guys because grown men wasn't too fond of losing money to a kid. It was a man's game. At this time, I'm a child. All of my friends, their children, and so they began to try to prey on us.
I started selling drugs. I was assaulted by a guy in the neighborhood. I got stabbed in my face right here. I got like 21 stitches from here to here.
By the time that I was 15, I was able to get weapons because it's gonna come a point in time, somebody gonna come to take something from me, and then they're not gonna let me live because then I may be seen as a threat.
Welcome a guest here.
This is 400 plus years of incarceration that you're getting right here.
These are not animals, these are human beings.
Mama Lou is a guy that I really, really feel for. Hearing his story and his troubled relationship with his family and hearing his circumstances, it just seemed like he was just trying to survive. You know,
really have been through so much. Just as a kid and everything that you've seen, I couldn't imagine, my kids having seen what you saw and what they would go through emotionally without proper support and therapy and just people around you that cared.
One thing I realized is that it's not so much that I endured it. I believe that it's the way that I've endured it. I am a mentor to young men from the ages of 18 to 25. It's a 24-hour job because everything I see in them, I've seen in myself. Those young guys, they deal with a lot of trauma, and I understand that trauma is the main impediment that causes us to be in that state of ignorance. When I speak to those young men down there, it's always about, look, we're not gonna use that as an excuse to perpetuate that type of mentality. We have to take responsibility and understand our duty as human beings.
Mama Lou is an incredible force for good inside. He's so well respected. He's a leader. Kareem has been out for under a year doing extraordinary things. They are such positive forces, and Mama Lou deserves that chance to join him.
Mama Lou's friend Kareem was convicted of the same murder, and he's been out for over a year. And so I believe that Mama Lou deserves that same freedom. I am definitely gonna reach out to his lawyer and write a letter in favor of his release.
There are so many more Kareems and Mama Lou's that have so much more to offer, particularly if we can foster a positive environment and change their lives so that they come out and they change other people's lives.
I'm really excited to meet Dr. Howard's Georgetown class and really get some insight from his other scholars. The more that I know and can learn from these people inside, the more I think I can do to help.
We're going to welcome a guest here who really needs no introduction. She is one of the leading voices in criminal justice reform, someone who cares deeply to help bring your voices to the fore using her platform. And we're so lucky and fortunate to have Kim Kardashian West here today.
Oh, thank you. I say to anybody that asks me, they always ask what my connection is, and the truth is, I just saw something that seemed really unfair to me, and I thought that I had a voice. I'm the first person to say I don't know much. I'm here because I love to learn and listen, and the more I know, the more that I can really do and help.
I want to give you that opportunity if some people want to express themselves. Yeah. Raymond Dodd.
I appreciate you coming. I just want you to know, in here we have a lot of gentlemen that have been incarcerated over 20 years. I'm one of them. Everybody who's been locked up that long, could you stand up?
That's a lot of years.
This is a lot of years. This is 400 plus years of incarceration that you're getting right here.
Yeah, thanks, Ray. I don't forget that a while back, many of them did a really bad thing, and they grapple with that. Society likes to think, oh, they don't really, think about it. They're just sort of hardened criminals. They don't care about consequences. No, it weighs on them deeply, and many of them spend every day trying to overcome that by honoring the memory of their victim, by becoming a good person.
I have never in my life experienced a program that helped you to believe in yourself, that empowered you, gave you the tools to have a voice. And so what this program does is it shows people that you believe in us, and it helps us believe in ourselves.
I can read and write on a level I never thought was possible. And my mom hired tutors when I was a kid that didn't do what Georgetown did.
I have a doctorate, but it meant nothing when I got here. What meant something is having a professor come from Georgetown University and partner with the DOC and say, let's create music here. I've never heard of anything like that. It changed my outlook, and it changed the outlook of all the individuals around me. So if you can help foster programs like this, Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it.
Having Dr. Howard fight to have a class, a Georgetown co-ed class inside of the DC prison is remarkable. It's never been done before. I think it's really enhancing these men and women's lives.
We came in as we was juveniles and they threw us away. They had no regard for us. They said they committed a crime, that's it. What you were able to do is be our voice. You were able to speak to the people and let them know, look here, these are not animals, these are human beings.
Somehow, you're 16 or 17, we're charging you as an adult. So I wanted to challenge the constitutionality of the statute based upon mitigating factors of youth and how we need certain things to be established before you can just waive us as adults. I filed my own petition, and then ultimately I ended up being the first person that was released under that new legislation.
Halim and Kareem, 22 years each, right? Was it both 22, right? And now they're out on the other side, and they are living proof of everything I believe in, which is look what you can become.
My life is an example of the potential that lays dormant inside of these walls. You have so much genius right here, and it's just dormant. I love y'all.
Thank you, man.
Y'all know I talk about love y'all. I'm fighting for y'all on the outside.
Today, it's loud and clear that education and programs are so key. Thank you for sharing that, because I see how important that is.
Are human beings capable of transformation? The vast majority are, if you believe in them, if you support them. Positive programming absolutely makes sense. You're going to create people who are not going to go back to crime, you're going to create safer communities, you're going to save money, and you're going to create better, happier, more whole human beings. It's a win-win-win-win-win in every respect.
90% of the prison population is going to get out someday. What are we going to do to keep them from coming back? If prison doesn't have a rehabilitation component to it, then I'm not sure what we're doing.
Even if someone spends time behind bars for a crime that they did commit, if they are rehabilitated and don't pose a threat to society, we should always work towards making sure that when they do come home, they are ready to lead their best life. People think because I fight for this means that I don't believe in punishment. There are a lot of people, sick people, that deserve to be behind bars. But there are some amazing people spending their lives rotting inside prison. They don't deserve to have their lives just be thrown away, because you have no idea what circumstances they really have been facing or living with that led them to make those decisions. What will be your first meal? I always want to know that. Where will you go?
I don't know, Kim. But I just tell my family, like, make whatever you good at, and I'm gonna eat it.
After spending half his life behind bars, Mamadou Stewart is out on parole.
He has garnered support from several individuals, including Kim Kardashian West.
Mamadou made it out. He really, really deserves this. I mean, Kareem and Dr. Howard have been fighting for him for so long, so if a simple letter that I wrote helped speed up this process, that I'm just so grateful that he's home.
We've both been blessed with a second chance in life. I was the first one to receive my blessing. Now Mamadou finally receives his.
This is what I've been praying for. This is what the moment I've been waiting for my whole life. To get a second chance to finally step outside of those walls without the chains, just like, it means the world to me. It means the world to me.
I've been out prison right now for 4.5 days.
4 days out, he was able to come and perform with my husband at his Sunday service. And the look on his face and just how happy he was sharing his story made me so happy.